Hey everybody, Tara Castaneda here. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the Feel, Felt, Found method. Oftentimes you're going to hear that the best way to help influence someone make positive change is to help them overcome their obstacles. Now, that's part of our job. That's a huge part of our job, is to help them overcome their own obstacles. So how do we do that? Well, you have to build common ground. You have to make sure that they feel that you validate their concerns, that you are trustworthy, and that you can kind of understand them on some level, right? In order to help someone overcome their own obstacles, you have to get inside their head so that they're able to see a way around their obstacle, okay? So if you're getting no's a lot, or maybe even you have current business builders or ambassadors and they're stuck, right? They're stuck and you're trying to explain things to them, but they're not moving forward. There's an obstacle. Either when they're trying to make a decision or trying to move forward, there's an obstacle. The Feel, Felt, Found method is the perfect way in just about every single scenario on how to overcome this, right? I learned this from Sarah Robbins probably 3 years ago, and I think it's in a couple of my different videos, but I wanted to make one just for this. Okay, so what is the Feel, Felt, Found method? Okay, so let's say, for example, you are trying to encourage someone to try Plexus, okay? And they come back and they say, oh, cost is an issue. It's just too expensive. Okay, so you could easily say, okay, I understand. Well, why don't you get back to me when you have some money? Don't do that. Don't do that. Here's a way for you to help them move past their obstacles. If they present you an obstacle and you just kind of, okay, take it as is, you will find yourself stuck in this business. Part of our jobs is helping others overcome their own obstacles. So let's say someone said that to me. I might say, hey, Susie Q, I totally understand how you feel. I felt very similarly when I started. I thought it was going to be too expensive as well. I was on a very tight budget. We didn't have extra income. I was living on one income actually because I was staying at home with my kiddo, my first baby. But here's what I found. I found that it was only around $3.30 a day for me. It cut out my soda habits, it cut out my coffee habits, it cut out my junk food habits. And so I actually found that I was saving money. I actually did a kind of a cost analysis, I guess you could say, fancy words there. But I looked at it and I started highlighting things on my bank statement that were kind of junk foods, snacks, things that I was wasting my money on. I even went through my my grocery store receipts. What kind of crappy food was I buying? And I added it up. And then I took a look at 3 months later, once I had already done Plexus for 3 months, both my husband and I, so it was 2 months worth of Plexus, I realized that I was actually saving $350 a month being on 2 months of Plexus, right? Because my husband and I both were on it, than not being on it. Right? So it was costing me money to not be on Plexus. That made me realize very quickly that I had to afford Plexus, right? So that's an example. Feel, Felt, Found. Okay, here's another one. Let's say that you're talking to a potential business builder and you know that they would be fantastic at this, but they say, oh gosh, I don't think I'm gonna have time to do that. It sounds great, but I'm so busy. I'm so busy. Everybody's busy, busy, busy. Hey girl, I totally get how you feel. I felt very similarly. I was a new mama, had no clue what I was doing. Maybe you were working at the time. You have 3 other kids. You had soccer practice, blah, 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 blah. But here's what I found. I found that if I dedicated 30 minutes a day or an hour a day where I blocked off time, I could really work Plexus solidly and make an income. I actually, started out just kind of doing it in the nooks and crannies of my day. And I found a couple of different apps online that I could pre-post to, so I didn't have to mess with it. I would do it all on Sunday and it would post those out. A couple of them are Hootsuite and, I can't remember the other one now, Brain Fart. But there's a couple of different timed posting apps out there that you can find But I found out ways to make it more effective and efficient for my time. One of the unwritten rules of Plexus is on our team, if you see a post that you love, you can copy and paste it, tweak it to fit your own, and use it, right? That we're one Plexus here, so that makes it duplicatable and it doesn't take a whole bunch of your time, right? So there are ways that you can work this. Actually, 3 people on my team have all gotten to Jewel status while working full-time with kiddos and working husbands. So I get how you feel like, you might not have time, but I found that you really can work this even when you're busy. And honestly, I found out this, if you do feel like you're super busy right now, you need Plexus, because Plexus, when you reach certain ranks, it can afford you more time. It can give you back time, right? Feel, felt, found. Okay, so here's another example. Let's say someone's like, well, I just don't know enough about the products. Okay, I totally get how you feel. I'm validating them, right? Connecting with them. I kind of felt similarly. I was kind of hesitant. I was super skeptical when I first got started. But what I found when I did some research was, the products were legit. The ingredients were great. There was no chemical crap in them. And they were natural. And, my doctor really liked it for me when I showed him the products. So I totally get how you feel, right? Here's another one. Maybe someone's starting to work the business. They're at silver, but then they get stuck and they go, well, I just don't know anybody. Girl, I totally know how you feel. Been there, done that. I felt that exact same way, but here's what I found out. You do know people. We just have to get you talking to them more, right? Get more intentional through it, right? Feel, felt, found method. What does it do? It creates a trustworthy environment. It validates their concerns. It gets them thinking of ways that they can move over that obstacle, around that obstacle. And it brings you two closer together. It bonds that relationship. They can see that you're actually trying to work with them. It puts you on the same playing field, right? The same level, right? It builds connection, influence. You're able to inspire and bring to action better. Feel, felt, found. If someone else ever tells me no, or that I just can't do it, I'm just stuck. Oh, I don't think that it would work because of this. It's too expensive. I don't have time. My kids are too busy. My husband says no. I don't know enough about the products. Whatever their excuse is, feel, felt, found them. You can do it. Help them overcome that way. If you just stop and accept their obstacle, guess what they're going to do? They're going to accept their obstacle as the bottom line as well. Our job is to help them see a way around it. So anytime that you hear a no or a halt, use this feel, felt, found method. If you don't have a way to personally relate, say, hey, I totally know how you feel. One of my really good friends felt very similarly, but here's what she found out, right? It works. Feel, felt, found. If you're not helping others overcome their obstacles, I bet your business is stuck. I bet you and your teammates are stuck. Use this method. It works. It's effective. It is genuine, and it creates a trustworthy environment.